Sterilization doesn't stop a dog from biting a person. So how does it minimize human-dog contact, sir?
Sterilization does in fact make the dog less aggressive. That is a scientifically proven fact.
Oh, it also puts bread in their mouth?
That is done by us, sir. That is the feeders that do it.
No. The point is, the feeders do it because dogs don't supposedly get enough food because there are too many dogs in the city.
Yeah, no, look, first of all, I don't know why such people become animal rights activists. They're good enough doing African studies or Madagascar studies. I mean, from bad to worse. But I have to say one thing. Where is the solution? Clearly, having 4 million dog bites every year is unacceptable. 62 million dogs on the streets is unacceptable. It's not a solution. Vaccination is not a solution. You will continue with the dog bites. Number two, clearly putting all those 62 million strays into shelters is not a solution. We have to think of a solution. Unfortunately, it is the only solution to my mind.
I don't think you understood my question, Shaurya Agarwal. What is the problem with what the Supreme Court has advocated? It has stepped up and said that public safety, public health comes first. Is that a problem? Are you telling me, sir, and let me ask you this, that the ABC rules regime prioritizes animal rights over human safety? Is that what you're telling me tonight?
ABC rules are do not prioritize animal rights or human rights. ABC rules reduce animal-human conflict while taking animal welfare into account. There are multiple...
No, so I'm asking you, I don't think you're following my question. My question is very simple. Are you telling me that the ABC rules, which I think have been written down in some ways by the Supreme Court, prioritize animal rights over human safety? Because you constantly fall back on the ABC rules. So I want to understand, are these ABC rules written in stone? Let me ask you, sir, there was a section of the IPC called 377. Do you know this? It was read down by the Supreme Court because it prioritized human lives, individuals who were being prosecuted for choices they were making over a social stigma. So are you saying the same is applied through ABC? This ABC prioritizes the health of animals, their welfare over human lives. Is that what you're saying? If you're saying, I'll rest my case.
If you would let me complete this time
please.
around. ABC rules do not prioritize animal rights over human safety. ABC rules reduce human-animal conflict while taking into account animal welfare.
No, but how do they do it? If they basically, they've been brought in for, I believe, preventing dogs from procreating, etc., etc. What is the ABC rule? It tells you that sterilization must happen, and after that you must release the dogs into the community. Sterilization doesn't stop a dog from biting a person. So how does it minimize human-dog contact, sir?
Sterilization does in fact make the dog less aggressive. That is a scientifically proven fact.
Oh, it also puts bread in their mouth?
That is done by us, sir. That is the feeders that do it.
No. The point is, the feeders do it because dogs don't supposedly get enough food because there are too many dogs in the city and food is in short supply, so people step in. But most people don't step in, as a result of which there are a large number of hungry dogs. They may not be in heat, but they are hungry, and then they attack.
So feeders are the frontline workers when it comes to the care of these community dogs. They make these...
Are all dogs being taken care of? If that were the case, then we wouldn't have had a problem because they would also ensure that the dogs were sterilized, sir. Would they not?
They do make sure that. They do make sure
So
of
then
that.
where is the problem? That means there is no problem. Are you saying that...
There is a problem.
No,
So
is
there is a
PETA
problem,
India's
but
advocacy associate
there
saying
is a problem.
that
So if
these
you would let me
humans who are
complete,
being
I
chewed
would
up by dogs are imagining their situation? They are driven by paranoia. They have turned rabid. Is that what you're suggesting, sir? Are you now saying that there is no problem?
So please do not misinterpret me. Let me complete my statement, then you can understand what I'm saying. You need to listen to me. So there is a problem. Feeders feed the dogs out of the goodness of their heart, out of being a compassionate citizen, which is also recognized by the Constitution, number one. Number two, feeders provide the care necessary to the dog. However, it is not their job. According to the animal birth control rules, it is the job of the government to provide them with sterilization, which they have not been doing for the past 24 years.
Okay.
If that were done properly, then Delhi would hardly have any dogs today.
Okay. Okay. So that's Shaurya Agarwal's, the Advocacy Associate, PETA India's main argument. Dr. Ranganathan, what do you make of it? I'll bring in Tushar Gupta and I'll also bring in Nikhil Jain. Yes.
No, good evening, Rahul, and good evening to my fellow panelists. Look, first let me say that unlike some people who say they are people for the ethical treatment of animals and think nothing about castrating a poor animal, there are many genuine animal rights activists and NGOs, and I have nothing but respect for them. But I'm truly amazed, I have to say this, by the frenzy and intense feelings everywhere on this topic, Rahul, when we ought to handle it with care and composure. Frankly, let me clarify this on 3 points, or rather 4 points. Number one, is it not a fact, and I can say as a scientist or a humanist, everyone should oppose all forms of cruelty, including to animals and to humans? Why do folks pick one as okay while rejecting the other? Animal cruelty means having 62 million stray dogs in India. And this gentleman is completely wrong because he is a selectivist, trying to be an unemployed activist, saying there are no numbers, there are WHO numbers, ICMR numbers, all sorts of numbers available. The top stray count relative to humans globally is in India. Animal cruelty means 1 in every 15 strays attacking you. A staggering 3.7 million dog bites annually, with blameless men, women and kids enduring pain, thousands perishing from rabies through no rounding, assaulted by strays, grown hostile due to severe stress and worry from city life, and forced to hunt for meals and hydration. That is animal cruelty. How can you overlook it? How can these hypocrites overlook it? Meanwhile, the Supreme Court mandated that strays be collected and crammed into shelters is, I'm afraid, equally horribly cruel and impractical. That is human cruelty. We lack or just cannot build sufficient shelters to accommodate 62 million strays compassionately. Both are incorrect. Number two, activists are claiming the fix is vaccinating, sterilizing and releasing them. Well, vaccines might stop rabies or illness transmission, but they will not halt the 4 million dog bites. Activists pushing absurd, invalid comparison. I saw one other PETA spokesperson saying, damaging their own efforts. They're justifying dog attacks by asking, would you outlaw all cars since cars lead to crashes? Would you lock up all males because rapes occur? This is insane. To begin, consider the proportions, Rahul. 1 in 15 stray dogs inflicts a bite, whereas 1 in 1,500 vehicles causes a traffic mishap, and 1 in 15,000 grown men perpetrates a rape. Certainly, if one grown man in 15 carried out a rape, then absolutely all men ought to be removed and housed in shelters. And by the way, these same good-for-nothing activists tolerant of dog bites rage over a single unjust verdict, though its frequency is far below the dog bite frequency. 1 wrongful conviction in 50. So why not justify that as well? And finally, and I come back to this, how can these activists professing to defend animal rights, saying we work for animal welfare, except castrating and neutering strays? Is that not criminal, stripping the fundamental privilege of a creature to reproduce, simply so you desire it wandering about the road surviving alone? How shameless of you. Would you accept if somebody approached, stalked you and declared you may wander the roads and survive independently, but I'll neuter you? अच्छा लगेगा आपको?
Well, don't forget, Dr. Ranganathan, that there was a congressman called Sanjay Gandhi who decided to carry out a sterilization program because he said
That was a population control program, Rahul. Where are we going? Why are we
This is
trivializing
also
the
a
debate?
population control. Sterilizing dogs is also about population control. What do you think it is about? Mr. Gupta, go ahead, sir. Please. Go ahead.
I am not disturbed by the fact that if in a multiverse Nikhil Jain was the victim of Sanjay Gandhi's mass sterilization program, he would have accepted it as population control. I'm still trying to recover from the lamest argument I've ever heard on national television. Nevertheless, Rahul, it's difficult to now compare that if stray dogs are a bigger nuisance or the ones defending them. Look, at the end of the day, the animal organizations may be running a lot of helpline calls. They might be running a lot of, feeders and donation camps or whatever. They're not running shelters. The stray dogs, at the end of the day, are on the roads. They are a menace for the general public. No one in PETA, no animal organization can predict how a stray dog will react to a person walking by the road. They cannot guarantee anything. They cannot be held accountable to anything. So their stake in this entire episode is a big fat zero. Their opinion matters, a big fat zero. That's how it is. The state has to come in, the state has to decide, and that is what ideally should happen. My problem is not with the people who think animal activism is some sort of a high-end society time pass. My problem is with the people who are so condescending towards the real people on the ground, the delivery partners, the domestic health, the children, the elderly, walking on the ground who are suffering because of these stray dogs. People are now complaining about mobility issues just because of the stray dogs. Imagine you're coming at midnight delivering a food or a grocery order and you're chased by half a dozen dogs. Where does that leave a person? What if he falls?
Rahul,
What
I
if he
have to
injures
leave.
themselves?
Yeah, yeah,
Rahul,
yeah,
All these factors need to
yes.
be discussed.
Excuse me for a
If no, Rahul, my simple point: if anyone thinks animals have as many rights as humans,
Just 30
take them
seconds.
home.
30
If
seconds,
animals
30
have
seconds, 30
as many
seconds.
rights,
30 seconds.
No.
Okay. You can carry on, you can carry on. Let Mr. Gupta finish. You can carry on, you can carry on. Mr. Gupta, yes, go ahead.
Nikhil Jain, for all the animal lover he is, he doesn't have a pet, and I'm sure he is not going to adopt a stray dog. So being an animal lover means absolutely nothing unless you can take the stray home. If PETA here wants to advocate for the stray dogs, open a shelter tomorrow, keep as many dogs as you want to keep them there. But stray dogs have no place on the Indian roads. They'll have to be taken care of by the state in whatever manner the state deems fit, along with the Supreme Court judgment. It's that simple.
Mr. Agarwal?
So the state is taking care. The stray dogs or community dogs are something that is the responsibility of the state. Animal birth control rules is that way for the state to take. These rules were not made by an NGO. Like you pointed out, they were in part made by the Supreme Court. Did you not say that in previously? So yes, the state is taking care. They should.
No, I never said they were made by the Supreme Court.
What the?
I never said that. I said they were read down. I said that it looks as if the Supreme Court wants to read down the ABC rules and regulations. That's what I was saying. Maybe you didn't understand what I was saying, Mr. Agarwal. That's what I was saying. You're not paying attention to what I'm asking you.
No change there.
So the state is taking care of them. Animal birth control rules were made by the state, not by NGOs. They should be. They need to be followed by the state.
Okay, so I want to ask you a question, Shaurya Agarwal. Let's look at some maths here. Let me ask you. We're being told by Maneka Gandhi, I'm sure you know her. She's quite a respectable animal rights activist. She said there are 7 lakh dogs in the capital. Each one of them, if is sterilized, it would cost the state about 1,200 rupees. You do the maths. Some people are putting this number, the sterilization, the housing, the feeding, for that duration of time that they're sterilized, etc., observed, checked out, at 15,000 crores. Where is this 15,000 crores going to come from, Mr. Agarwal?
So I have another question for you.
No, I want you to answer this question.
The same Maneka Gandhi also gave out some other statistics.
One second, Mr. Agarwal. Mr. Agarwal, I'm asking you a question. Where will 15,000 crores come from?
If you want to build shelters in Delhi and house these dogs, that's also going to cost you 15,000 rupees.
Yeah, I'm asking you, where will it come from?
Exactly. Currently, the feeders are going to.
Where will it come from?
Where is it?
It's the government. The government has these.
The government has 15,000 crores in Delhi. Do you know the budget?
Feed it.
Do you know the budget of the MCD?
the sterilization of all dogs.
The
does not
richest,
take
the
place in a
richest
matter of
corporation
one
in
day.
India is the BMC, and it has a
takes
budget
place
of
over a period
5,000
of
crores
time.
viewers.
It
Where are
takes
these
place
people?
over a
Where
period
are
of
these
time.
people getting their figures from? Where is practicality gone? Where, viewers, in this emotionalism that we have been overcome by, have we lost sight of the enormity of this problem that the Supreme Court has now homed in on? I am not saying for a moment that the administration is not to blame. I agree with Shaurya Agarwal. If they had a job to do, they should have done it, but they haven't done it. Now we've come to a pass, viewers, where the situation cannot be ignored. Now, we can't go back in time and say, 20 saal pehle se kyun nahi hua, and browbeat each other and, sort of self-flagellate. We've got to do something about it. The point is, what do we do? The Supreme Court believes sequester these dogs in various places, compounds, etc. I'm not in favor of that. But that's what is being said. So, Dr. Ranganathan, where really is this debate going? I'm not understanding what the problem with PETA is. Where are they? Why are they so frustrated?
I'm sorry. Okay. Can you hear me, Rahul?
Yes, I can. Yeah.
Yeah, no, look, first of all, I don't know why such people become animal rights activists. They're good enough doing African studies or Madagascar studies. I mean, from bad to worse. But I have to say one thing. Where is the solution? Clearly, having 4 million dog bites every year is unacceptable. 62 million dogs on the streets is unacceptable. It's not a solution. Vaccination is not a solution. You will continue with the dog bites. Number two, clearly putting all those 62 million strays into shelters is not a solution. We have to think of a solution. Unfortunately, the only solution to my mind is to take all those strays and put them in the wild. That's the only solution. It is very harsh. It is horrible. I would never have recommended it, but we are paying for the sins of the inaction of harebrained, semi-literate ministers who know nothing about compassion, who know nothing about science, and who know nothing about animal rights.
Yes, something has to give, viewers. Something has to give.